as a rifleman. The concept has been around since the Marine Corps inception in 1775, when every man who volunteered was required to bring his own musket. In the early 1900s, as the Marine Corps grew and additional military occupations were created, then Commandant General John A. Lejeune ensured that every Marine, regardless of his MOS, received marksmanship training. During the Korean War, the Marine Corps was the only service to create rifle companies entirely from cooks, drivers, and other non-infantry Marines. From this war, the proverbial saying, "every Marine is a rifleman," was born. In the 1980s, then Commandant General Alfred M. Gray recognized the need to train all Marines in more than just basic marksmanship in all modern-day combat skills. The School of Infantry was assigned to conduct this training known as common skills because it is common to every Marine. These skills allow every Marine, regardless of MOS, to act as a rifleman when called upon. The commanding officer of Marine Combat Training Battalion is Lieutenant Colonel William B. Allen IV, and the battalion sergeant major is Sergeant Major Daniel B. Belize.
Third row, second platoon. Is that him?
Excellent,
Ladies and gentlemen, now receiving the report for Company H is a Company First Sergeant Potter.
Report! First platoon, all present! 7-2, all present! 2 platoons, all present! 4 platoons, all present! All ready!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by Commander Power, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Let us pray. God of wonder and might, bless these hotel company graduates with your presence and faith. Continue to remind them of the rifleman lessons they have learned when they are trained in their follow-on specialty. Be the shepherd of their character and lead them to practice healthy choices in physical, mental, spiritual, fitness areas. May they feel the support of your divine love and of others in relationships. And may they increase their trustworthiness as they express loyalty to friends and family in growing maturity and deepening commitment. These things we ask according to your divine saving love and eternal grace. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national ensign is located directly behind the Marines on the parade deck. It is customary that all hats are removed and that your right hand be placed over your heart during the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the company commander for Company H, First Lieutenant Delaney.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On
Morning.
behalf of the School of Infantry West and Marine Combat Training Battalion, I would like to welcome you to Hotel Company's graduation ceremony. My name is Lieutenant Peter Delaney, and I'm Hotel's Company Commander. Before we go any further, would all current and former serving members of the United States military please stand for a moment of recognition. Thank you for your example and for your service. Friends and family, For those of you that were able to make it here today, and I know that there's many more who were not, I would like to thank you for the love and support you've given your Marine throughout their young and so far successful Marine Corps career. Whether it was driving them to pool functions, writing them letters while they were at boot camp, or feeding them and their brothers Thanksgiving dinner while they were here at Marine Combat Training Battalion, that love and support is the backbone to a healthy Corps. Please continue to love and support your Marines as they prepare to go to follow-on MOS schools across the country and then deploy around the globe. Now, over the last 29 days, your Marines have learned the skills to be basic provisional riflemen. These skills will help them not only to survive, but to thrive in combat. They've utilized the M16 A4 service rifle to engage targets at as close as 5 meters, all the way out to 500. They've done this both during the day and at night. At night, utilizing the PVS-14 Bravo, which is a night vision goggle, with the assistance of the PEC-15 night aiming device, which is an infrared laser. This equipment helps them not only to identify, but then accurately engage targets on nights when it's so dark, you can barely see your hand in front of your face. Your Marines have learned the basic fundamentals of the offense and the defense. They've learned tactical field care, how to program radios, and they've patrolled for countless hours throughout the hills you see behind them. Doing all of this, hiking from training iteration to training iteration, carrying the equipment you see here in front of me. I encourage you at the end of the ceremony to come down here, get your hands on some of the equipment that your Marines have used throughout their time here at Marine Combat Training Battalion. Now, all of their training here at MCT culminated in a final exercise known as the FinEx. It's a 48-hour live fire field exercise. This exercise took all of the training from Marine Combat Training Battalion, everything that your Marines learned while they were at boot camp, and put it to one final test, in which your Marines utilized the M240 Bravo medium machine gun to accurately engage targets, and then close with and destroy the enemy using the M16. I promise you that all of your Marines performed admirably. Now, of course, all of this training would not be possible without the 0913 combat instructor. Like the Marines you see graduating here before you, our combat instructors come from across the spectrum of military occupational specialties. They come from across the Marine Corps. And after successful tours in the fleet, many of them combat deployments, these Marines were screened and selected by Headquarters Marine Corps to serve in a special duty assignment here as a combat instructor. I'm as proud of their accomplishments day in and day out, cycle after cycle, as I am for the Marines graduating here today. Please allow me a moment to address the graduating class one final time. Marines, you have definitely earned the right to be proud of what you've accomplished here today. And while some of you might not think that the skills you learned here at Marine Combat Training Battalion will be applicable in whatever MOS you're going into, I promise you, for many of you, it will mean the difference between life and death. Now, that brush with death might not come in a combat environment. It might be in a training environment. And it might be for the Marine standing next to you. And it might be when you're driving home in civilian clothes on Interstate 5 and stop to help a motorist who's been in a car accident. Continue to hone these skills that you're following MOS schools. And when you reach the fleet and have junior Marines of your own, continue to train them in these skills. As like I said, it means the difference between life and death. Congratulations on graduating here today. Good luck in your following MOS schools. Good luck in your Marine Corps careers. I'm proud of you. Semper Fidelis.
Bastards. 6th row.
Marines to be awarded. And turn.
Hunter's in the 7th row, right next to Austin. They're in the 1st row. They're in the front, I mean. I found them.
At Marine Combat Training Battalion, the battalion commander is authorized to recognize the one student who has demonstrated superior performance and exceptional leadership ability by designating him as a company honorman. Today's honorman will receive a certificate of commendation from battalion commander. United States Marine Corps Certificate of Commendation. The commanding officer of Marine Combat Training Battalion takes pleasure in commending PFC Owen L. Parcell for superior performance while undergoing Marine combat training from 31 October to 28 November at Hotel Company, Marine Combat Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, Camp Pendleton, California. Throughout this challenging 29-day period, PFC Parcell demonstrated extraordinary performance of duties during all phases of academic and practical application training. In recognition of his accomplishments, PFC Parcell was selected as a company honorman, the only Marine selected in a company of 397 Marines. PFC Parcell's dedication to the Marine Corps and his fellow Marines reflect great credit upon him, and is in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Signed, W.B. Allen, Ford Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps Commander. PFC Parcell hails from Yuma, Arizona. His intended MOS is 7051, Aircraft Firefighting and Rescue Specialist. He will be attending school in Pensacola, Florida. In addition to the company honorman, we would like to recognize the Marine that excelled in marksmanship and the company Ironman. United States Marine Corps, PFC Adam D. Baker, was on the 24th day of November 2017 the subject of a meritorious mass conducted by the commanding officer, Marine Combat Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, Camp Pendleton, California, for outstanding service as follows. During the period from 31 October to 28 November, while serving as a student, Hotel Company, Marine Combat Training Battalion, you consistently perform your duties in an exemplary and high professional manner by scoring high on the Table 5-day combat marksmanship sheet than any of your peers, making you the highest shooter for the company with a score of 118. Your devotion to duty and tireless effort reflected great credit upon you and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Signed, W.B. Allen Ford, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps Commander. PFC Baker hails from Richland, Washington. His intended MOS is 0231 Intelligence Specialist. He will be attending school in Dam Neck, Virginia. United States Marine Corps, Lance Corporal Kevin M. Fish, was on the 28th day of November 2017 the subject of a meritorious mass conducted by the commanding officer, Marine Combat Training Battalion, School of Infantry West, Camp Pendleton, California, for outstanding service as follows. During the period from 31 October to 28 November, while serving as a student, Hotel Company, Marine Combat Training Battalion, you consistently perform your duties in an exemplary and high professional manner. You have been named the company Ironman based on your performance during a competition of strength, endurance, and intelligence. Your professionalism and dedication to duty reflected credit upon you and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. Signed, W.B. Allen IV, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding. Lance Corporal Fish hails from Concord, Illinois. His attendant MOS is 3531, Motor Transport Operator. He will be attending school in Fort Leonard, Missouri. At this time, we would like to recognize the Bravo Award recipient for Hotel Company. Marine Combat Training Battalion recognizes those Marines whose motivation and dedication have served as an inspiration to their fellow Marines throughout this physically and mentally challenging training cycle. Whether it's on a forced march, on patrol, or just conducting daily duties, they can be expected to give 100% effort. These Marines will also be receiving meritorious medals. The Marine from 1st Platoon is Private Freeman. The Marine from 2nd Platoon is Private Iqbal. The Marine from 3rd Platoon is PFC Neal. And the Marine from 4th Platoon is PFC Couch. We would also like to recognize those Marines who received a certificate of appreciation. These Marines were recognized based on their devotion to duty and the small unit leadership that they displayed throughout the training cycle as a student at Marine Combat Training Battalion. The Marines from 1st Platoon are PFC Griffith, PFC Aurora, Private Burley, and Private Escoda. The Marines from 2nd Platoon are PFC McMullen, Private Harsh, PFC Edwards, and PFC Edwards. The Marines from 3rd Platoon are PFC North, PFC Soto, and PFC Lou. The Marines from 4th Platoon are PFC Williamson, PFC Williams, and Private Nito. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in applauding the award recipients for Company H.